Institutes of higher learning are being urged by the government to mutually recognise each other's certificates from bite-sized courses. Now, these so-called micro-credentials are typically for job-specific skills that can be stacked to a diploma or a degree. To tell us how this all works, we have Associate Professor Guan Chong from the Singapore University of Social Sciences Academy, as well as Associate Professor May Lim. She is the Assistant Provost in Applied Learning at the Singapore Institute of Technology. Thank you both for joining us today. Prof Lim, first to you. Now, SIT already has begun this process. You already recognise some micro-credentials from other universities. Tell us who you're working with on this. What are the kind of micro-credentials you offer, and how does it all work generally?
Okay, thank you for having us today. So for Singapore Institute of Technology, the micro-credential we tend to offer are towards the IT sector, the tech sector, and the sustainability sector.
Okay.
In other words, we're really working towards the green economy as well as the digital economy. So the micro-credential that we offer are competency-based stackable micro-credential. So essentially what they are driving at is in-demand skills that are really needed by the employers. Employers as well as the employees, for them to stay relevant. So therefore, as a start, we have started with applied computing degree, for example. And one of the micro-credential that we have done is together with Nanyang Polytechnic. Another one was with another AU partners called DigiPen. And along the process as well, we've developed the recognition of prior learning. So therefore, we've been working out the system in terms of recognizing specialist diploma to see to what micro-credential can we actually map them towards and recognize all these good efforts that the learners already bring to us.
Right. So it's a program that could keep growing, right?
It can. And I think it's really good that with the minister announcement yesterday in talking about his dream of that one ecosystem instead of separate universities as well as poly and IT, he dreams about that one ecosystem and the whole idea of us working together with that interoperability as well as actually thinking about how we can recognize each other's micro-credential. And if that is possible, it will give learners a lot more freedom in choosing actually what could be possible, working towards their own mission while leaning towards a degree that they are interested in.
Right. So maybe, Prof Guan, I bring you in here because it sounds, you know, like a good path to be on, but your university hasn't quite stepped on that path yet, or you are just about to, I believe. You're thinking of doing something similar. Was anything holding you back from jumping on that earlier?
We have vertical stackability pathways. Currently, we are working with all polytechnics on close to 28 programs for the polytechnics students who have completed their specialist dip and work study post-dip to stack towards SUSS degrees. And horizontally, we have been working very closely with SUTD. We have a SUSS SUTD joint certificate, professional certificate in generative AI, and with 2 modules coming from SUSS, 1 module at SUTD, so that we can collaborate on this front and tapping on each other's strength.
You don't think it dilutes your individual institution value propositions?
Oh, I think it strengthens us together. 1 + 1 is greater than 2. And let's take the collaboration with SUTD, for example. We focus on the introduction module as well as the content generation and storytelling module, while SUTD focus on the design and innovation. So we tap each other's strengths and we build a better product together.
That's interesting because, Prof May, the next question that I wanted to talk about is this stacking. 2 similar courses maybe offering different scopes of learning, or you may end up with a higher level course from one university that may even duplicate content from a lower level course at a different university. How do you prevent this?
I think this is the beauty of the framework that my Ministry of Education has been really working together with the various IHL, because if you understand the framework better, they are really pushing towards more transparency in terms of us being much clearer in terms of the volume, the content and the depth. So that as learners, you know actually, okay, this is very much introductory versus this is at a higher level. And with that kind of transparency, learners will have much better ideas that, hey, I do need certain information, the knowledge and skills before taking this higher level one, rather than jumping into something too difficult at the beginning. Or, hey, I actually already know this, so maybe I should pick something that is more advanced. And with that as well, the different IHL can work closely together to realize actually there is beauty in working together rather than duplicating efforts. And I think that is going to be a much more efficient way of actually moving our education system forward.
Prof Guan, do you think it's important to standardize the naming of these courses? How do you think it's going to help harmonize everyone?
Yes, definitely. Standardizing the nomenclature would help both the learners as well as the employers to understand what these certificates entail, right? So, for instance, at this moment, if I want to do a specialist certificate, which is the volume that I'm targeting, right? And from an employer perspective, what is the volume that this learner will be able to contribute to my companies? So it is very important to speak the common language and provide that transparency for the market so that IHLs, employers, and learners all can benefit together from this.
Okay, I can add an example to it. Because there's so many offerings out there, so as a public, you might be kind of confused, like, whoa, there's AI course everywhere. Which one do I pick? So, for example, take SIT, for example. If you come and join our 2 days course on AI in broad stroke, you're going to get an appreciation about AI. You're going to see how it's going to be applied, some levels of automation. But if you are seeking a role in machine learning engineer, a data engineer, 2 days workshop is not going to be enough. So this is when you may pick a micro-credential that leads towards a specialist certificate. And in fact, the one that we've been doing is together with another partners. So that allows you to know that this is going to be industry recognized.
Yes.
At the same time, if I'm just wanting to know something basic, a 2 days workshop is good enough. But if I want to deep dive and have real competency that enables me to really enter a real job role and stay relevant, I need a substantial amount of learning, which is what a micro-credential is about, especially those that are leaning towards a specialist cert.
Sounds fascinating, sounds very tempting. I'm going to look into it as well. But I want to thank you both for coming here and helping us understand a bit more about what's going on across the Institutes of Higher Learning. I've been speaking here with Associate Professor Guan Chong from the Singapore University of Social Sciences, as well as Associate Professor May Lim from the Singapore Institute of Technology.